This is Kaipacha with the Weekly Pele Report, speaking to you here now today from Aries, where we have both Chiron and Venus. We could go into also, what's that? Oh, it's Taurus, where we have the planet Uranus. Mars is trine Uranus and square Chiron this Friday. Mars is up there in Capricorn. We haven't got to Capricorn yet. There you go. There's old Gemini. Not so much going on in Gemini these days, but to some other things that are going on is the moon is now in Capricorn, joining together with Mars, the south node of the moon. She's going to hit Saturn and hit Pluto, coming up, this is a heavy Capricorn Saturn kind of a week. Ow! And then she goes into Aquarius on Thursday, okay, and moves through Aquarius. Saturday, bops on into Pisces to what? Bump into the frickin' sun. Yes, indeed, we've got a new moon at 4 degrees 29 minutes of Pisces on Sunday. Conjunct Mercury, because, Mercury's going retrograde. We've got a Sun-Mercury conjunction that is also happening on Tuesday. Now, Tuesday is also a big day because that Sun and Mercury is sextile to Mars. You can see Pisces, sextile Capricorn, early Pisces, sextiling early Mars in early Capricorn. And, of course, then what? Tuesday, Mars keeps moving on to what? Hit the south node of the moon. Ooh, K2, the south node of the moon and Mars. It's basically all week and all next week. Mars goes that slow. What else is going on? Well, Venus shooting there through Aries. Bop, 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 bop is coming up to what? Square Jupiter. You can see all of this on the chart before at the very beginning. And just look at some of these aspects, become familiar with these, and even one day look at these and see where they relate to the planets in your own chart. And in fact, that is what we are doing on Sunday. Mark your calendars on Sunday. I'm going to be doing a live webinar talking about how to take these transits, which the Pele Report's just about transits. It's very, general, and make it way more specific by applying it to your own chart. Super duper coolo. But for now, I'm going to just look at the camera and talk to you about this week. Oh, yeah.
All right, I hope this wind is not too windy and you can hear me. How's my har guru gurus? Har guru gurus. Have you used your discipline? Have you done your har guru all week, every morning, centered, getting in the core? Yes, that's Capricorn, discipline by God. And this week I've got some more for you. If last week wasn't enough, how about that mantra for this week? Holy jeez. There's a number of different things that come up for me. Okay, this Mars moving through Capricorn, conjuncting K2, south node of the moon, is the past. Past lives. We use it in chart interpretation all the time. You want to know about your past lives? Go to the south node of your moon. So now this is the collective. The transits deal with the collective. So here we have Mars, the collective karmic situation. Saturn, the lord of karma, in Capricorn, the ruler of Capricorn. I mean, this is an intense time of reckoning. Oh yes. And it also has to do with this becoming more objective. And we just finished that third quarter square moon, and now she's coming around. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. She's waning. Right? She's closing the monthly cycle. And that also has to do with what? What you put out at the new moon and the first quarter square. It's like you see it at the full moon, and then it starts to come back at you. So, and this is like happening with everything. Look at everything going on. We got the sun in Pisces. Everything here is in almost everything is in the last 3 signs: Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. This is where what they say, the hand of God is moving you more than you and your personal ego will is moving yourself. This is where, people that are born with a lot of planets in the 12th house, 11th house, it's just like, life kind of carries them along. All right, and it's not this beginning Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, I'm going to do this. It's more like, I have to do this. Right. Oh, God. Anyway, so like now, this is a time, Pisces, the 12th sign, 12th house, last sign, end, finish, close, complete. And then what? Kind of let go, surrender, allow. And whatever was not completed, whatever was not seen, whatever was not made conscious, whatever was not evolved, needs to get cleaned out, cleaned up, and let go of. Now, so there's a number of different images that I have for this week's aspects. The first one that I can think of, I got my little bony guy on here, right? Saturn is bones. Yeah? The dentist. This time period of Mars is like a drill, okay? Saturn, Capricorn is our teeth. This is like going to the dentist. And it's kind of like, oh man, I'm going to the dentist. Now, you may know that you have a sweet tooth and that you have a cavity and that, your teeth are falling out, this, that. And then it's like, oh my goodness. Or you may not, right? And you may have a very nice vegan diet and you don't eat any sugar and you're very wholesome. And you go to the dentist and the dentist goes, great, check, you're good, right? So it's not always bad, but this is just a time of reckoning. It's a time of seeing things as they are and the results of our past activities, for better or for worse, right? This is why we have this. I'm going to carry on. I'm just going to keep going. Whether I messed up or blew it, I'm just going to try to do my best tomorrow, because the past is gone. Except in some way, shape, and form, the past is not gone, right? Why is that? Because, and here's another image for you. Another image is what I call inventory. You ever take inventory? This is kind of a time, Mars, like I said, it's got 5 more weeks here in Capricorn. This is kind of a time of taking inventory. I remember when I used to design computers over there in the Silicon Valley, we would close down the whole company for a week and go in there and count all the resistors and all the capacitors and all the, all the chips and everything. It's just like you take inventory. It's kind of like at the end of the day, the cash registers at the grocery store or wherever, it's like, okay, is the amount of cash in your drawer equal to the amount of sales that you did today? This is reckoning. This is inventory. This is like, how have you done? Do you get a good report at the dentist? Or have you been, not brushing your teeth? What goes around comes around. So, that's just kind of where I feel like things are at right now. Mars is going to stir up like the dentist drill. It's going to go into the south node of the moon, and it's going to pull stuff up. And the thing is, it's going to pull stuff up from what? The unconscious. Whatever is unconscious is what really is at the root of the cavity. It's just like, I forgot to brush my teeth. This is where habits come in. Yeah? And We can also look at this idea, and I was just talking with Laura about it this morning, about addictions, sexual addictions, drug addictions, Netflix addictions. We've all got these different addictions. And these addictions come from what? The past. What happens is in our past lives, and also we can say that our childhood is in many ways a recapitulation of our past lives. So our childhood sets in patterns. And when we are, it's just like, you know what? No baby can get enough love, attention, cuddling, and snuggling from mom, dad, brothers and sisters. I mean, it's just like you can't get too much. So we, almost all of us can say we didn't get enough. Not enough attention, not enough snuggles, not enough emotional connection. Mom was stressed, mom was working, mom was busy, mom was not there, whatever. Okay? And this is a very important time in our development where our nervous system is actually getting formed and shaped. And this is then where we can have a restricted, constricted nervous system. And we didn't get enough loving. We didn't get enough attention. And so now we have this emptiness. We have this longing. We need more attention. We need more touch. So I want to get that in my sensitive areas, right? You know, in my physical body, okay, in my emotional body. It's like I want more out of life. I want more out of this relationship. I want more out of, you know, Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you know. It's just like, you know, I want more out of social media. I want everybody to, like, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be touched. I want to be, you know, I want to. So I'm relying on the external world to validate me. I'm looking for the outside world to trigger me, to excite me, you know, to trigger the dopamine release so that I get a buzz and I get, you know, I get lifted. So we become a little codependent upon others, upon money, okay, upon sex, upon fame, upon there's all kinds of things we can get dependent upon to get us excited. Only these things end up with all addictions. We need more. We need more. We need more. That's not enough. That's not enough. So I'm reaching out for more lovers and more sex and more movies and more and more and more and more and more, because there's this emptiness inside. And this is where the north node of the moon in Cancer comes in so powerfully. The north node of the moon is the future intention. The collective future intention right now is in Cancer. We want to heal these wounds. And part of healing these wounds is, number one, acknowledging that we are wounded. Acknowledging that we have this addiction or this fault, or, you know, it's like this reckoning is that, you know, it's like this is a time where, okay, you messed up. You know, there's not enough money in the cash register. You know, there's supposed to be $100. There's only 50. You know, you blew. You know, so one is just like, okay, I blew it. This is the owning. This is the owning part of the mantra today. You know, I own what I've done and carry on. Right? You know, first you own it, and then you sit with it. And you feel the feelings. This is Chiron, and this is Mars squaring Chiron. The moon's nodes are coming into square Chiron. We've got a lot of healing to do over these next couple of months. Chiron squaring the moon's nodes is a skipped step where we all need to heal. Aries is sexuality and other aspects of ourself that has to do with that animal instinct within us. That sense of deserving, that I am deserving. We can feel like we don't deserve to be touched, held, heard, seen. when we're not, as a child, when we're not, we take things very personally. So Capricorn's very objective. It's very non-personal. You know, it's just like, this is just the way it is right now. You don't have to, like, you know, go into feeling guilt and shame so much as go into, I have been wounded and I'm overcompensating, or I'm overreacting, or I'm, so I need to pull back in. And this is where Kundalini yoga, breath work, I'm standing here barefoot on the dirt, earth, ground. This is grounding. This is Mother Nature. This brings in the healing processes that will help our nervous system rewire itself so that we can tolerate more. We can sit with more of our feelings, and those feelings may be grief, sadness at what didn't work, or what lost, or what, but we're able to sit with it without reaching out. Oh, I need another buzz, I need another hit, I need more. It's like, this coming into Cancer is coming home to my own feelings, feeling those feelings. Deep breathing. Jeffrey Green, my teacher, always said, right? Depression is actually reflection. Saturn rules reflection, and very often it is associated with depression. Doesn't have to be depression. Reflect. Honestly, clearly, objectively, maturely come in to a place of reflection and own your feelings. And know that just by doing so, just by sitting with yourself and opening your heart to your own self, to your own feelings, this is the healing process. You are healing yourself when you witness yourself without judgment, but with acceptance. Yeah? And so you don't repeat the past. And this is how we break the patterns. Mars is like the sword, cutting the cords of the past. We don't have to repeat these childish behaviors. This is really a time of graduating into becoming the elders. May you become an elder today. Save yourself, man. Okay. There is a time of reckoning where I need to clean up my act, own what I've done, and carry on. Because there's no going back. You know what I'm saying. Another image for you. When I was a little kid, every now and then, Mom would give me the broom and say, go out there and clean out the garage. You know, we just tend to kind of unconsciously, well, I don't want to throw that away, but I really don't want to keep it. I think I'll put it out in the garage. If you're lucky enough to have a garage. So what happens? Like these things, these emotions, these memories, these needs, these fears, I don't really want to acknowledge them. I really don't want to deal with them now. I'll put them over here. I'll put them aside. Well, that's Pisces. That's the 12th house. We've got a new moon coming in Pisces in the 12th house. Guess what, folks? It's time to clean out the garage. Yeah? It's time to just like go out and go, whoa, looks like I've got a few things that are really not serving me, that I really don't need, and it's time to let them go. So, you gotta let it go. That Mercury retrograde, those mind games, Sun conjunct Mercury. I could go on and on with this. They call it combust. Sun, Mercury, or when when Venus or Mars or whatever is actually on the sun, they call it combust because what? The sun is so bright and so brilliant, it totally like blows out Mercury. Okay, so Mercury conjunct the sun is kind of a time where you could mistake your thoughts, Mercury, for yourself, the sun. So, really, now's the time where get, like I said, sit with your feelings. Go to that North Node in Cancer. Go into some water and earth these days. Breathe. Stay calm. Right? Har, guru, guru. Some of you, if it was in last week's Pele report, if you didn't catch it, I did a meditation there that you could. That's very helpful for these days. Yeah. Anyway, enough. Blah blah blah. Quack quack. One more time, and there is a time of reckoning, of cleaning up my act. Owning what I've done and carrying on, because there's no going back. Namaste, aloha, so much love.